Well, I'm getting some ripe tomatoes. I put these tomatoes in this big tub. This is a tub I got from a rancher, cattle rancher. It has minerals and stuff in it for the cattle to keep them healthy. And so he gave me the empties that he wasn't using. Some of them, they can take them back and get $5 back for them, and so that helps with purchasing the new tubs that they need for the cattle. He's a couple of hundred head, I think, is what he's got. And but anyway, this also helps to keep the tomato hornworm off, which is really, the tomato hookworm is actually a hummingbird moth that is a pollinator. It pollinates the plants that the bees can't get to, like your trumpet flowers and stuff that have long necks. So the hummingbird moth can get down there with his long tongue and get the nectar and pollinate each and every plant. You can see the geese have been up here eating the strawberries. These will all come back. I'll stick them back in the greenhouse this fall. And we got blackberries that are coming on. Also, I had this grape out front with the trees and everything, and my daughter forgot to water it for like a couple of weeks or a week and a half or whatever, probably about a week at least. And so I told her, I said, well, just start watering it because it'll come back. I said, as long as the roots didn't die off, I said it should come back. But you can see that these limbs here are the ones that died off, but it came back from down below a couple of spots. So, and it's thriving quite well. And then this is our other one, and it's getting big, and I need to get it out of here. And then my turmeric is getting huge. This is the I just had the word, and it's vining out, but it hasn't put any real flowers on it. So it's the loofah sponge, but it hasn't put any flowers out. My daughter said there was a couple of flowers on it, but she said they didn't look like they did anything. And that's our stevia. It's still growing. I need to put it in a new pot. So this here will come out. This plant here will come out, and I had that up in the sunlight, so the camera kind of messed itself up a little bit. Sorry about that. But the loofah sponge plant will come out, and then I'll dig up all the turmeric out of there. And I have another tomato plant, and you can see it's got several little tomatoes on it. Now this plant here, you can see where the deer kind of ate on it. This plant here will stay in the greenhouse all winter, and we will get tomatoes off of it all winter. Now this is a lime tree that I bought a couple of weeks ago, and it's thriving quite well, but it is too going to have to be replanted. And here is our new lemon tree. This is a new lemon tree. And this is the male, my granddaughter's snowball plant that I need to get out. But you can see how these figs are doing, and that's the other lime tree. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I think what happened is when they make these dwarf lemon trees and lime trees, they graft them onto a standard lemon or lime tree, and so I think it's going to grow up to be a standard tree, which is fine. I'll just have to prune it back. I'll have to go through it and check out what's going on. And then here's our lemon tree. You can see the lemons that are on it. It's got several lemons, and it has one way in the back. Now, these trees, you can see buy these figs and stuff, these figs are not getting enough nutrients, so the figs are turning yellow, and they're not ripening, they're just turning yellow and falling off. So I ordered some fertilizer for them. Now when these fig trees are in deep soil, they get their own nutrients from it, so it's not like these here. These aren't in good soil. So, but you can see there's a leaf coming out here. So it's still doing good. It's just. See, now that looks almost right, but it's not. It's not really a good fig. I don't know. Looks pretty ripe on the inside. I'll taste it. Tastes pretty good. It tastes like it's a good ripe fig. I love figs. I'm a fig person. And so here's one of the figs that I took a cutting from, and you can see how it's growing. You can see where the cutting is down there. That's where the cutting was. And then you can also see the ginger plant that's growing in there as well. This tree is not going to stay in there. It's got to be put into a bigger pot along with this lime tree here. That orange tree back there, it needs to be put into a bigger pot as well. Can't see it very well through the fig tree, but there it is. And there's another lemon. So you can see these lemon trees do produce quite well. We had a lot more last year, but this lemon tree, for some reason, started making lemons way too early this year. So I don't know what was going on with that. Nature was out of balance, I believe, at that time. And you can see strawberries. When strawberries take off, they pretty much can take over everything, and they're taking over my lime tree, and I am going to pull them all out of there. This fall, as soon as all the leaves fall back on all these trees, these fig trees, they're going to be moved around, and a lot of them are going to be transplanted. And the grapes are also going to be put outside. We're going to fence off an area for them. So we do have not very good soil, so we do have to kind of work the soil and get it ready. Here's that currant that my daughter planted. No, this is the gooseberry, I'm sorry. This is the gooseberry. Gooseberries have thorns, so you can see the thorns. So this is the gooseberry that she transplanted. And then this is her, I can't remember what berry this is. Elderberry? No, it's not an elderberry. My elderberry got ate by the squirrels. But it will cut back. The bottom of that elderberry will come back. But you can see that this plant is doing really well, even though the deer did eat on it a little bit. But yeah, that's a little bit of the greenhouse and some of our stuff that's growing. I have this sage, and you can see that the sage is putting on new sage. It's also, where's that at? Oh, there it is. It's also putting out new blossoms as well. Now these are all seeds. And a lot of these seeds have fallen off inside this pot. A lot of them have fallen outside. So, and there's some over there in that other bucket. And some of the smaller pots. And they will come up from that. And we'll have to transplant everything. But this is a garlic. This is a garlic. This is a... Oh, and look at... We have a frog. Look at our frog. In with our ginger. This is about the time these frogs do start coming back. So, and this ginger stays pretty moist, so he likes being in there. And this is also a ginger plant. So that's pretty cool. Little frog and the ginger. Little green one. I'm quite sure we have more. I've had several of them in the greenhouse. And you can see that this ginger is making another little ginger plant there. So, and then this is the basil. And I need to, once it blossoms out and everything, I'll collect the seed. I need to cut it back so it'll start bushing out more. This is also basil, and this in here, as soon as it gets through blossoming out, I'll start cutting it back so it'll bush out more. I do need to put them in big pots like I have the sage so that they can get big like that. We use a lot of basil, a lot of ginger, turmeric, a lot of sage, rosemary, thyme. There was another couple of more that we use that I need to start planting, so we'll have plenty of them. But I think that's pretty cool, that frog in there. That's neat. I didn't see him earlier, so he must have came in sometime today. And then here's our water lilies. I have one of those solar fountains that doesn't work when the sun's not shining. And actually, this isn't a very good one because you touch one solar panel and it quits. But here's our lily pads. And inside of this mess are some goldfish, and they're pretty big. I would like to be able to see them. We're going to have to get some more Precocimus to put in there to eat all the algae off the tanks. They do really good. They get quite huge. I've had one that was in a 5-gallon tank, and it was probably as big as the tank. I had to finally find someone that had a big tank and give it to them. And this is some more of our asparagus. This is the young asparagus. This asparagus is only, I just planted it this year, so it'll be ready to be eaten next spring. When it starts coming up, we can start taking some of the shoots from it. You can see how big some of these shoots are. So yeah, I have quite a few in here, plus the ones that are out there in the raised bed. So that's just a little tour of the greenhouse. Please subscribe. Please push the notification bell. Make a comment, a good comment or bad comment, and push the like button or the not like button, and we will catch you on the flip side.